Hello, and welcome to my first long form video since they changed the channel to an art channel. Animal Hospital is a pretty new game that has gotten immense popularity very quickly. Especially after the drama that happened in Daddy's World, a big influx of players have rushed into this game. Probably more than the creators expected. Like most good games, this game has skins. They don't have a lot, but they are there. People love to collect things after all. But here's the problem with that. A lot of people share this sentiment, so I won't go repeating it again and again, but a lot of the designs in this game suffer from multiple issues. Being not that creative, being another deer character, seriously, there are like 3 deer classes, or just kind of ugly. So I thought, hey, I like drawing, I like this game, and I like skins. Why not redesign a handful of them? As you may know, a lot of designs were already revamped last update, including the nurse and head nurse skins, which looked abstract, to say the least, before the revamp. And they got better now. I know both the skins I'm remaking here are already getting revamped, most likely in the next update, but I want to at least put out my take on them before they get removed. So in this video, I will be designing 3 skins, 2 remakes of old skins, and my own completely brand new skin, so watch attentively, or just put it on the background. Stick around though. On this channel I try to have a pretty chill, relaxing time where we can all just kick back and take a break. So kick up your feet, and let's continue. On to the first skin I made, which as you can see, it's the Rascal Intern skin. I ended up making the skin the fastest out of all the drawings showcased in this video, but trust me when I say, it was a struggle every step of the way through. First of all, this was my first real attempt at drawing Animal Hospital art, mostly because I've literally only drawn art for it once, in that short I made, when I drew Intern and Secret Agent together. And for the other reason in which, I don't usually draw on PC. I'm a mobile artist and I draw with my finger. So the only time I draw on PC was in Roblox Free Draw, before they made it 16+. I already had Critter pre-installed for my thumbnails in my videos, I just never used it because I never really felt the need to use it over Free Draw on Roblox, so I went into this blind. I knew not a singular keybind for this goddamn program, and it shows. I didn't change much about this design, more so just an overall revamp of the skin. The biggest change I made was probably reverting that disgusting ugly face to the original that the base skin of Intern has, which you know, is the entire unique aspect about Intern. With this skin I just based it on more of the name, instead of a lot of people's interpretation of a prison jumpsuit for that weird orange bodysuit the original wears. I heard the name Rascal and I fully decided to make Intern into an angsty teenager, making the orange jumpsuit into a hoodie and giving some basic gray sweatpants, a bottle of spray paint, because what screams more of a rascal than an annoying, disrespectful kid? The actual designing part of the skin wasn't too bad. The main struggle I had was actually just drawing the character. I'm pretty rusty at drawing with a mouse, but around the part where I actually started coloring him in, I was pretty much getting the hang of it. In terms of his color palette, I ended up giving him much softer, maybe even slightly pastel colors, because I found the saturated clothing of the original skin kind of ugly. I find that colors like orange and yellow look the worst when saturated as heavily as the creators did with the OG skin. So I just made it softer on the eyes. I kept the patterns pretty simplistic for the most part, adding a little more reddish orange to the hoodie since I wanted to keep the color palette relatively warm, as well as giving some extra markings on the ear, just like his face. Nothing too crazy, but I think it works pretty well. Overall, this was probably my favorite skin to make. It was very simple but fun at the same time. Intern is already 100%, no doubt about it, my favorite Animal Hospital character, so any excuse to get to draw more, I will take it. I also had an excuse to use one of my favorite colors a lot on this design, so I think it just makes me like the skin more than I already did. I was pretty disappointed in the Rascal Intern skin when I first joined the game, so I'm glad I got to attempt to do it justice. If you think I did do it justice, maybe, perhaps, spare me a comment down below. Feedback always helps me improve, and I do want to make more videos like this one. Other than that, that's all I have to say about this redesign. You can watch the rest of Speed Paint, there isn't much left, and I'll meet you in the next skin. Oh god, I don't even know where to start with this skin. The original skin I didn't even really hate. It's just kinda mid, and I think it was my biggest downfall in this drawing. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's bad, it's just my least favorite that I made in this video. When I was drawing it originally, I didn't really have a direction to go, because the OG skin is weird in a way that it doesn't feel like it matches what it was going for at all. Like, it's meant to be the psychologist going psycho batshit crazy, right? But they just made him red and gave him horns. Am I missing something? So when I was making the skin, he kinda just looks slightly pissed at his very existence. I don't hate it, I just had nothing to really work off with the original skin. For the actual drawing itself, I mean, it's alright. I'm not head over heels for the drawing or the OG skin alike. It's just kinda there. I feel like I did slightly improve upon what was already there, like slightly improving his colors, more on that later, giving him more detail and such, and making him generally more pleasing design-wise. I just don't really think he even needs a full rework. His original design is okay, the colors just need tweaking, which is already exactly what they're doing for the redesign getting into the game. Although, if I could go back, I feel like he should be just a little more angry. He is supposed to be psychotic after all. He just kinda looks like he works an average 9 to 5, which I guess depending on how you look at it, is pretty psychotic. Ooh, scary. Capitalism. Onto the color scheme, I didn't really change much at all. As I said previously, he just got minor tweaks to make his clothing help complement each other more, changing the blues to purples and adding more shades of purple to make the design have more depth than just flat color. His skin is pretty much the same as the OG skin too. If anything, the strong is more so just the skin in my art style. Although, I do like the purple used in his clothing. I think it's a pretty nice shade. I also did make his glasses smaller and cracked, maybe, just maybe, in hopes that will make him look a little more crazy. As you most probably could tell, it did not help much at all. Overall, I don't think this skin redesign is much to write home about, but yet again, it doesn't really need to be something big and crazy. It's already good how it is, in my very unprofessional opinion. It doesn't desperately ache for a redesign as much as those other skins needed. If anything, it's probably my favorite out of the original batch, if you don't count the Agent R skin, because that's obviously the best. Like the previous speed paint, my critique just about ends here. I'll let you watch the rest of the speed paint, and I'll meet you over in the last skin of the episode. If you don't remember, it's my very own custom design skin for this video. Surprise, surprise. Nobody's surprised at all. A secret agent skin. Come on, how did you not expect a secret agent skin? He's like everyone's favorite character. I was super excited to make the skin because I've had this idea literally since I started playing this game. His name is Secret Agent. However, he's not actually very secret at all. He's a guy wearing a suit and has a gun in a hospital. He's just an agent. So why not give him a disguise and make him a real secret agent? I know, genius. I already knew exactly how I wanted the design to look, so it was really just a matter of if I could correctly translate my vivid imagination into a drawing, which I usually suck at, not gonna lie. I wanted to put Secret Agent into the average Spirit Halloween doctor's costume, and I was already fighting for my life. I could not get this stupid open coat to work at all. It was so painful that I eventually gave in and got a reference of an actual Spirit Halloween costume and referenced it to get it properly. Once I actually got it right, it looked pretty good, but geez, it took like 4 iterations. It's insane. Everything was moving so fast. I knew exactly what I wanted to draw, and I just got it down and it somehow worked. I don't know how. The line art for this drawing was actually more difficult than the other drawings thus far. I had accidentally packed so much detail into the torso of this skin that it was kinda hard to make out what was what. But eventually, it was done, and I was so proud of it. I knew exactly what colors I wanted, I had a color scheme planned out in my head, and I don't think I've ever been so ready to draw a stupid character in my life. Motivation at 11 in the morning goes crazy, I guess. When I was coloring, I knew exactly what I wanted, to make them look clean, sterile, exactly like the usual stereotype of doctors from every media that has ever existed. Ever. So I used a lot of blues, and I mean a lot of blues. Everything on the skin had a tint of blue. And it worked. For all these skins, I remembered what I had learned online, that you should be using colors that complement each other. by even doing things as little as tinting grays as such to the main focal color of your drawing. And it worked. By the end, at least in my opinion, everything looked very organized and clean, and the small parts that were green would draw your attention, not in a bad way, but in a way that actually works for the skin like this. This drawing didn't even take that long to color in my opinion. Although, that may just be because I was motivated and excited like crazy to draw this skin. Overall, this was an extremely fun skin to make, and I would 100% use this in the actual game. It feels like it fits and it makes logical sense. If the Rascal Intern was my favorite skin to draw, this is a very, and I mean a very close second. I already am a person who likes to draw way too many OCs, so designing is something I just kind of learned to do, and I love to do, so I'm happy I got to incorporate it into something I'm actually very proud of. This skin somehow managed to come out exactly like how I wanted it to, which is saying a lot from my standards at least. This is the last drawing of the video, and that was my last piece of information about it. You know the drill by now. You can watch the rest of the speed paint, and I'll meet you in the outro for the video. I'll see you there. Welp, that was the video. Goodbye. Nah, I'm kidding. If you enjoyed that longer video, then subscribe, like, and comment to show me that you would like me to make more. I really had fun making this video, and I really do hope you enjoyed it too. I do want to make more videos based on my hyperfixations, because to be honest with you, I don't do this for the game. I make videos so everyone can relax, and I could yap on about whatever I enjoy. So subscribe, become a little masculine in our little cozy corner of the internet. Hot chocolate included, pay extra for the marshmallows. And with that, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.